What is up, everybody? LinkedIn, YouTube. Hey, it's Chris. I'm back. You're not used to seeing me by myself, right? It's been a while. LinkedIn and YouTube that used to be just us on the Good Life. By the way, the Good Life is still rolling. Go over to our YouTube channel. We have a separate YouTube channel for the Good Life. We drop some of the clips here on LinkedIn also. But 2024 is a different year, ladies and gentlemen. 2024 is a different year. I want to do something a little bit different for you. So we decided to start this live stream that's going to come to you every single Wednesday right about this time. It's 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific. Welcome to the BizBuzz Live. Want to talk entrepreneurship, want to talk careers, want to talk about the industry, want to talk about the business side of life. You guys know I'm your financial coach, financial planner, financial therapist. I'm teaching you all the things financial that you need, whether it be the basics of your tracking or your budgeting, whether it be your savings or your debt or insurance protection, retirement, whatever it is, estate plans. I'm your guy for that. But we're also going to talk about the career side, the business side of things. What's happening out there in the industry? What industry are you in? And where's it heading? Are you in the right industry? Do you want to switch up your industry? Do you want to change careers? Do you want to step out of employee world and get into the entrepreneurial world? That's what this space is going to be. The top end of cash flow, which is what we talk about a lot in the financial space, is cash flow, is bringing in more income. That's where it all starts. Your entire financial life starts at how you make money. Some of us just have a job. Nothing wrong with it. Some of us have great careers. Some of us have great jobs. Some of us have places that we've been working at for 5, 10, 15 years, and we really enjoy it. We love the people that we work with. We love our bosses. We love the benefits. We love a lot of the stuff that comes with having the job. That's great, but that's your source of income. So no matter how much you're making on that side, that flows into all the rest of your financial life. So whether you're making $5,000 a month, $3,000 a month, $10,000 a month, all of that money that you have then has to go into all the other areas of your financial life. So it's good for us to talk about all the other areas of our financial life and how to save money and how to get out of debt and how to invest properly and what our money mindset should be around those things. But if we really sit down and think about it, it all starts with income, how we choose to make money. So you could be at a job and make money. Some of you have branched off, have a job, but have a part-time business, right? You're part-time self-employed. Maybe you got a hobby or some type of talent that you do on the side. Maybe you're a photographer. Maybe you have a videography business. Maybe you run a little small cafe or sell plates out of your house, or maybe you're in the coaching space. So you can do a little consulting work or a little coaching work on the side. Maybe you write books. Maybe you're an author. A lot of people have full-time careers and full-time jobs and still do something on the side that brings them in a little bit extra. Some people call that the side hustle. Some people just, write articles online and get paid for it, right? Some people have an Etsy store or a Shopify store. You might have some of those things, right? But for those of you that are branching out and becoming self-employed, well, you're going to need some guidance. There's probably some areas that you've already found some roadblocks. There's already probably been some areas where you're like, I don't know if I can make this happen. I don't know, how do I scale this thing so it can make me more money so I can eventually get away from my job, so I can get more time freedom or more financial freedom. Maybe some of you are on that journey. There's some of you out there that are listening to me right now on LinkedIn or YouTube that's saying, you know what? I'm already an entrepreneur. I already have a business. I already run a business. I might run multiple businesses. Well, you might need to stay abreast on what's happening in your industry, what the navigations are, what has to change. What are some of the things that you need to pivot towards or pivot away from? That's what we're going to use this space for, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to use this space every Wednesday for us to just have some conversations around navigating our careers, navigating entrepreneurship, what's happening out in the industry. LinkedIn does a great job. That's why we're going here live on LinkedIn. We're also live on our YouTube channel at United Agency. But the reason why we're doing this on LinkedIn is because LinkedIn has a great resources where they're looking at industries. They're looking at the articles, the top trending articles. And we're going to dive into some of those things. We're going to go into some of the some of the benefits of knowing more about your industry. And even if it's not your industry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out the benefits of learning about new industries, learning about an industry maybe that you didn't know you had a skill set in. Again, we've been doing this, been coaching in the financial space now for going on 11 years. So we come across a lot of people. We get a chance to sit down with a lot of people. And one of the things that holds people back is the fear of the unknown, right? You might want to make a change. You might not like your job fully or the hours or what's required. You might think you're selling yourself short because your skill sets aren't being properly used at your job, but there's a fear of the unknown. There's a fear of like, well, what else is out there? I don't know anything else that's out there. I don't know anything else that can pay me the money that I'm making. I don't know anything else. This is where my skill set lies. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, well, how do we take the skill sets that we've had over the past 5, 7, 10 years that we've been working towards, and how do they transition into a brand new industry? I've been in the financial services industry now, like I said, going on 10, 11 years. This wasn't my full background. If you read the bio or like you're checking in on YouTube, right? This hasn't been my full background, nor my wife's. I actually came from the restaurant world. That was actually me. I came from the restaurant side of things. I have an associate's in culinary arts, a bachelor's food service management. I thought I wanted to go off and be a chef and be a restaurateur. And then I realized there was no money in that industry. I'm joking. Well, not really, but for all you chefs and restaurant people out there, you guys know it's long nights, holidays, weekends. You're overworked and underpaid at the essence of the business. Now we're going through a time in the restaurant world where, man, it's hard to find good people. Labor is really, really limited. Food costs keeps going up. The cost of goods keep going up. People aren't coming out as much. The industry trends are different, right? More people are moving towards delivery or, fast casual, not doing as much casual dining, right? There's a lot of things happening in the industry, but that's where I came from. I came from the restaurant space. And then I realized my skill sets were better suited somewhere else. The skill sets of multitasking and being good on your feet, not having to sit down, right? Being able to manage people, being able to, manage budgets, all those types of things. Those are skill sets that I created being in the financial or being in the restaurant space. Then I found out they just happened to translate also into the financial space. I had a really good coach and mentor of mine a long time ago said, Chris, basically, right, we're just another people business. Him talking about the financial space. We're just another people business. That's all. Sometimes people thought that, oh, you got to have numbers. You must be really good at math and all these things. I happen to be okay at math, but that wasn't the requirement. The requirement was, are you good with people? Do you have a heart for people? Can you grow? And do you have any leadership ability? Well, those things that I took from the restaurant space translated directly into what we do here in financial services because we're just another people business. And I know some of you that are listening might be in the same position. Maybe you're in retail management. Maybe you've been in some other form of upper management. And you're like, I got these skill sets for this specific industry, not thinking that those skill sets translate into 10 other industries that might give you a better quality of life, better work-life balance, more money, any of those things. So that's what we're here to explore on these Wednesdays. I want you guys to continue to tap in. Today, I wanted to this is, again, the first Wednesday that we're doing this, but again, we're going to come to you weekly, every Wednesday, right around this time, here live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. I told you guys this on LinkedIn. You're going to see my face a little bit more this year, but specifically to talk about some of the business things, some of the career things. As always, we can help with the financial planning, the financial coaching side of stuff. But what I've experienced by sitting down with, hundreds, if not thousands of people by this time, and finding out really where are the holes in their financial life. What are the places that people need the most help? A lot of it actually comes back to how the money comes in. There's not a lot of guidance out there for how to bring in more money, how to change your career. I know here on LinkedIn, there's a lot of people that talk about their resumes or right how to find a job or how to put yourself in a position where a company can find you, or you can go find that company that's your ideal workspace or your working environment, how to negotiate salary, how to ask for what you want. I know there's a lot of resources on that. And over time, we may have some people jump on to give you a little insight on that. That might be something that you need help with. Again, drop some comments, leave me some notes so I can find out exactly what it is that would add value to you. And if that adds value to you, learning how to find your next career and putting yourself in a position, well, we might have someone on that can talk about updating your resume or putting yourself in the best position via LinkedIn or how to send a proper email. We may do some of that stuff. I personally want to navigate more into the transitioning, the transitions. I believe as I sit down with more and more people that many people are just scared to transition. They want to transition. They might know they need a transition, but they're fearful to transition. And the more you know, the more information you have, and then the more you apply that information, the more comfortable you'll be with these transitions and navigating this stuff in life. So our careers are important. Our careers are important, but we might not want to be pigeonholed to the same career for the rest of our life. We might want a better work-life balance. We might want to do some different things. I want to be a resource for you. That's what this space is going to be every single Wednesday. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the careers. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about the trends and what's happening out there. And you're going to get a lot of value from this. So every time you see me pop on, hey, spend 15 minutes in your day, spend 20 minutes in your day. These aren't going to be long. We're just going to touch on some things. The more we can have conversation, and the more we can have dialogue kind of back and forth, right? If you're dropping comments in the chat, the more I'll be able to give you insight. I'll read some articles. This will be a space where we can kind of take a look at what's happening out there, give my 2 cents on it. You can leave your 2 cents in the comments as well, as far as like what you take from this, or what changes need to happen, or what you want to see make happen in your life, right? From a career standpoint. But I wanted to create this space because I know that from a cash flow standpoint, how we make money is important. If you, ladies and gentlemen, can go from where you are currently in income to the next level, whatever that looks like for you, whether you go from making $4,000 a month to making $7,000 a month, whether you go from making $7,000 a month to $12,000 a month, whether you go from making 15 grand a month to 30 grand a month, whatever that looks like for you, we need to have some dialogue around it. We need to figure out how to actually go do that. And sometimes we don't have the guidance, I guess, to say how to go do it. So how we're going to do this every single week is we're going to read articles. We're going to talk about the top industries. We're going to talk about some industry trends. We're going to talk about some of the keys to entrepreneurship from somebody that hasn't had a job in a long time, giving you some keys on entrepreneurship, on mindsets, on how to think about it, on leadership abilities. I know there's a lot of people here on LinkedIn that talk leadership. I'm more than happy to have some dialogue around leadership and what that looks like. Just how to navigate this next season of your life. 2024 is a brand new year, ladies and gentlemen. It's a brand new year. I know you hear all the time, new year, new me, right? It's a new year, better me. Maybe it's time for a better career. Maybe it's time for a better shift. One of the articles I was going to mention, I actually don't have it pulled up right now, but there have been a ton of layoffs in the sectors of people that are making 6 figures or more. We often covet that bar of I make 6 figures. Well, in 2023, we saw a massive amount of layoffs of people that were making 6 figures. And so maybe for if that was you, or maybe people like that, well, there might be a need for a change, for a switch in industry, so we don't get caught off guard again. I mean, I can just imagine, this hasn't happened to me, but I've talked to people. I can just imagine what it's like to make $180,000 a year consistently. You feel like things are good, and you get that nice apartment, or you buy that house, or things are moving, and then all of a sudden, Your legs get swept out from under you. There's layoffs. You go from 180 down to 0. And then the next position that you go to get, they're not offering you 180 anymore. They might only be offering you 120. They might only be offering you 90. And man, what does that do for someone's demeanor, for someone's excitement for that career? Well, we got to talk about it. There's a need to say, okay, well, how do I switch? How do I supplement? How do I never let this happen again? These are the type of questions we're going to answer. Again, in that article, it talked a lot about how this is the group over the next 5 to 10 years that will get squeezed out as well. That middle management side. We all need workers, right? People that get paid hourly, that do the majority of the work of a business or right in a job. Then you got your upper management, your high level management, the ones that like really oversee a lot of it. They get paid a good amount to oversee and take all the pressures and the responsibilities. But that middle management side, you make $70,000 to $150,000, $170,000 a year. Those jobs might be getting eliminated. So how do you supplement? What skill sets do you need? That's what we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I saw another stat that said 51% of people that make 6 figures or more live paycheck to paycheck. 51%. So half of Americans that make 6 figures or more are living paycheck to paycheck. So anyone that's making 6 figures, right, making $120,000, $150,000 a year, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, I know what's top of mind for you is making some more money. You might be capped out in your career. It might not be a movement that you can make that really significantly jumps your income. So we got to talk about it. And I don't know that there's enough people on these platforms talking about how to go shift the career, how to bring in more income, how to study the industry. One of the things you'll hear is a common thing that I'll talk about on these lives is the fact that you got to get educated before you make a jump, right? Before you make a move, you got to get educated. Before you think you want to open the restaurant, you got to go research and study what it's like. Don't just put a business plan together, right? And think of it how you think of it. Go do 20 hours of research. Go work in a restaurant. Go sit down with the restaurant owner. Talk about margins. Talk about numbers. Those things. You got to get educated first. And we're going to use this platform as a way to get educated. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first one of our BizBuzz Live Wednesdays. Tap back in every single Wednesday. Maybe bring some questions around your career or navigating your career, navigating that transition you want to make. If there's some fear lying in you, we're going to try to clear some of that up and clean up some of that fears so that we can actually get to what our financial goals are. And like I said, it all starts with how the money comes in. All right, y'all. This was the first one. I'll see you back here next Wednesday. And we're going to dive in. I'm going to have some articles for you. We'll have some topics to go over, but we're going to spend about 20 or 30 minutes just talking about what's happening in the business world. Again, if you have comments or you have questions or something you want to see, leave it here in the chat. We're live on YouTube on our United Agency YouTube page. We're also live on Facebook here on my personal Facebook, LinkedIn, right? Personal LinkedIn, not Facebook. But my personal LinkedIn. And this is the 2 places we're going to go live every single Wednesday to help you navigate your career. I'll check you guys out next Wednesday. Take care.